Welcome everybody to the Monday Night Prosperity Mastermind. Um, Gosh, this is Thanksgiving week. A lot of things to be grateful for. So, and one thing I'm grateful for is you guys. It's just been such a pleasure having this journey with all of you. So as we've been doing in the past few weeks, we're going to start with reading the template. And so I'm going to volunteer the four of you to read it. And let me pull it up here. Okay. Let's see. Daria, would you like to start and read the 90-day vision?
Sure. We are so happy and grateful now that we are experiencing a level of freedom that allows us to create incomes that enhance our families' lives, that enrich the lives of others. We are receiving 50% or more per week increases in cycles in our Isogenics organizations with ease and grace. Exponential growth is a natural byproduct because we are filled with joy, hope, and inspiration. Our futures call to us every morning, and we practice our daily transformational devotions with joy. We are empowered messengers of God's generous gifts. Our abundance overflows and touches those we have yet to meet. We impact communities and bring true freedom to those who are ready. And this ripple effect is a function of our divine connections. Our team culture is the art of well-being, and we naturally support each other in its full expression. We are truly blessed and so are our friends and family.
Nicely done. Okay, let's see. Teresa, would you like to read about the customer?
I sure can. All right, so our customer. We are so happy and grateful now that our customers are excited, energized, living a vibrant life, and are examples of the art of well-being. As Isogenics ambassadors, they are naturally enrolling their friends and family in a healthy lifestyle that they fully commit to. Everyone loves getting their products paid for. Integrity, superb quality, and impeccable service make us a valuable asset to the success of our customers' goals. They commit to an ISA pantry for life and see Isogenics as essential. There is hope, joy, and happiness abounding.
Nice. Whoops. Okay, Amy, how about you for business partners?
Okay, so we are excited and grateful that our team creates ongoing magnificent wins and massive momentum in our Isogenics businesses. Our team commitment to family, community, and contribution attracts compassionate and driven third and fourth level leaders. They finally know they are home. This is their calling. With a love for network marketing, they are enthusiastic, passionate, motivated, and focused on financial freedom for everyone. We celebrate and honor our collaborative successes with joy. Our financial momentum expands through to a global community, and leaders are born everywhere.
Awesome. All right, Lynn, how about you for Freedom Day?
Sure. We are so happy and grateful now that our Freedom Day teams are generating legacy centers with yearly multiple six-figure incomes with Isogenics. This prosperity allows our family, friends, and communities to have abundant access to time, money, freedom, and creative resources. This brings us all great joy, peace, and creative fulfillment. We live each and every day present and practicing our compelling visions of our futures, supporting each other because we want to. Balance, ease, and grace are our family's motto. We have created compassionate identities that powerfully fulfill on the dreams that mean the most to us. Our prosperity is an expression of creative energy that brings heaven to earth for everyone. to Living Lives We Love, Prosperity Mastermind Team.
Yay. All right. Ariana, I see that you were able to get on.
I'm on my phone. I couldn't get on in any other way. So this is all perfect.
All right. Well, I'll hand it off to you for kind of really digging into the Freedom Day.
That's perfect. And you know what's really great about this? I can't see anything except the template. And I think in life, that's sometimes how we have to be.
Blinders.
Yeah. So like, yeah, happy and grateful again, right? So I think that the core from our call this morning with our mastermind team, our mastermind team, and then also with Dave's, it was all about like, how do you stay in that state of being grateful? I know that Christine, one of the people in his downline, she just hit Crystal Executive, and she was really compelling. If anybody wanted to like hear something inspiring and not feeling like, oh my gosh, I couldn't do that, she made it sound like she's worked hard. And not only the hardness, but just the idea of she believed. What she got to was the gratitude brought her to a state of understanding what she wants in her life. And then Isogenics just happens to be that beautiful marriage and that divine connection that we have in life when we're open to it. So when we're happy and grateful, and our Freedom Day teams are creating like legacy centers. Oh my gosh, guys, that's more than the next 5, 10, 15 years. That's like dozens of decades, right? Because Isogenics isn't going away. We're sticking around, you know, they're sticking around and they're getting better and better and they keep staying relevant. I love that word too. So on this Freedom Day, we're looking at what would it look like to have a 6-figure income with your Isogenics business? Like, how would that feel to you? Would anyone like to share what that would feel like?
Don't be shy.
Yeah, it's freedom. It's you know, I feel that we'll be living a life of choices, and it will be, you know, stress free because you can, you know, do travel, which is really what you know, I'd love to do. Also, it indicates to me how many people I've helped, because really, you know, the amount of money that you make with Isogenics is a reflection of how many people you've impacted.
That's so key, Amy, because that's what this conversation is about. It's a team conversation. So not only are you making an impact, not only am I, everyone on this team gets to do that. And then it reverberates, you know, it really does reverberate.
Yeah. And, you know, I can tell you that I'm experiencing a level of freedom that, man, 20 years ago, this was not where I was at. You know, we were not in a good financial position. And, you know, to be able to provide Thanksgiving meal for a family, right? To be able to, on the spur of the moment, decide to fly to Atlanta to visit friends who are having an open house. You know, it's just that kind of freedom where it's pretty amazing to be able to live in that kind of a freedom. And it gives me a lot of peace. I think peace is the key word.
Oh, that's really well said, both of you. Like, and I think I keep going to an idea of a legacy, because it's what you're doing today, the teaspoon that you're doing today will actually have an impact for many, many years to come. So don't think that, oh, I'm just doing this one phone call or I'm just making this one connection. It really is bigger than that. We are bigger than that. And as this template goes on to share this prosperity, right? And prosperity isn't only money. It's like this sense of freedom, the abundance, the conversation called abundance of everything, right? It allows our family, friends, and communities to have abundant access to time, money, freedom, and creative resources. OMG, like, isn't that like what life's about? And you know what? It won't all happen at once sometimes. Sometimes it just is like little moments, little slivers of the day. You go, oh my gosh, I just like got more time because I thought I had to do this. And it turned out I did it faster and I have more time now. So we want to just cherish that. And continuing on the template, when we bring joy, peace, and creative fulfillment to ourselves, we're bringing it to the team as a potential too. And living each and every day present. And that's a big one for me. Sometimes I'm not present. Like right now, I'm like having tech issues. And I want to be present to this because this is the juice, right? This is the gold. And I'm drawn to like have to like figure out how come my computer won't let me be on my Zoom call, because that's what I'm used to. But this is perfect because all of this is about being flexible too. You know, I need to find out how can I be flexible, and living each day present causes flexibility. If any of you have noticed that.
Yep.
And you know what? Practice your vision. Practice it every day, because that's the future that you're living into right now. We do have some control over what's going to happen. We have absolutely no control over what happened, right? And it's just all about support. We want to support each other because it's hard to do it on ourselves, by ourselves. Like reach out when you need some support. That's critical. So would anyone like to speak to any of that I just said?
I can echo the legacy because I am an ISA legacy. It's my mom started and I've continued, and I've seen I've reaped the fruit of being consistent with even my own family, who some siblings just totally wrote off isogenics, and now we're coming back to it and seeing just the changes that they've made and enjoying cleansing together as a family, which I know my mom would be so thrilled about. But yeah, it's one of those things I can see my boys carrying it on because it's a part of their daily life. I still need to film them getting so excited about their ISA guys. That's what we call their vitamins. But it's such a beautiful thing to offer that solution to families. I know that's a big passion of mine, is seeing, other moms who are stressed out and trying to sling food everywhere and, try and get their kids good nutrition, but there's so much compromised stuff and even good things. So being able to offer that quality really is paramount to me. But also just breaking the mold of you have to go and get a job and do these things that is the standard quo. And right now everything's turned all over, so no one has any stability, seems like, in what we used to know. So it's nice to have this and be able to share it and show other people that there's more than one way. And from what I've heard, we have the best way. And I'm just glad Isogenics is my one and only, and I'm not going anywhere. So
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. Thanks for sharing that, Teresa. And
it's really all about the balance, ease, and grace you just talked about, like a family motto of having that, and then having that compassion, because we have to create new identities for ourselves, unless, of course, you've already popped out of the egg, complete and whole, right? We're all moving back towards that core place where we know we're okay the way we are, and we're okay. And not only that, this woman, Christine, today on Dave's call, I come back to her. She said she found out like what she's doing in life, like why she's here. So she reminded me that that's what I need to stay connected to, because we're talking about dreams, powerfully fulfilled. And that really is how that prosperity will be able to be expressed. So heaven to earth, everyone, heaven to earth.
Mhm.
And I say our team is all about that.
Yes. Thank you, Ariana. And so you spoke about, the Monday morning call, Dave's call. We do a mastermind call. Dave's call is so rich with so many amazing ways to look at the laws of the universe and how to really be in alignment with them and use them. And what we've discovered is we as leaders, Ariana, Lynn, me, Daria, we get on a call on Monday mornings after Dave's call, and we kind of mastermind around what we heard. And man, there's just so much great stuff that comes out of that call. And what we decided was, why are we being selfish about that call? So what we want to do is start to invite you and others to that call, because I bet, if you're able to listen to Dave's call, you'll be able to bring a whole nother perspective to our little mastermind. And so just know that you're going to get a phone call as an invitation to join that call. Okay. And it typically will start at 8:45. Is that right?
Yeah.
Pacific time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So also, as promised, we're going to talk about the ER Shred Holiday Edition. And Lynn's going to cover that. So Lynn, take it away.
All right. Well, I think just about everybody kind of knows about it. And just to share my results, I know Daria and Amy have both done it. I don't know if you, Teresa, if you were thinking about it, but I don't know if you jumped in. But anyway, the ER shred is something that I'm excited about, because I find in my own body I need to kind of switch things up. And when I did this a couple of weeks ago, I was able to drop, 11.2 pounds and 16 inches. And I was like, oh my gosh, we need to do this as a team. So we put together an event that we're going to be starting on the 7th of December. So it has time for your people to actually get their products and, jump into the program. So I suggest sharing it with, past customers, current customers, new people, at your work or wherever you might be. But a couple things, I was kind of doing my research today, and I thought I would share that Dr. Marco Rosario, who came to Isagenix a couple years ago. He was a scientist, and I don't know if he's a formulator from Italy. And so he came, but he did a study with our shakes and just the regular shakes. And we came out number one. And the study was done in Germany and Switzerland. We came out number one when he compared it to 20 other different shakes. And so what he found out was our shakes were utilized in our body 18%, which I guess was higher than any other shake out there. So, which was good, but then he started doing some research and started incubating the Isoline shake, or Isoline Pro shake specifically. And man, it went from 18% all the way up to 90% utilization. So it improved by like 450%, which is huge. So it's really a game changer. The breakdown of the protein to the amino acids happens in the cup instead of in your gut. So that means it's ready for immediate absorption into the body as soon as we start drinking it. So typically a lot gets thrown away, I guess, before the possibility of it being absorbed in our body. So also the sugar content actually is reduced 30% during incubation, which is cool. A lot of people, try to cut their sugars these days. So basically there's 5 proteases that go to work in about 45 minutes when you incubate the shake. And they're saying 45 minutes is good. The document that I will share and post on the biz pages, for the biz page right now, we'll have a breakdown of exactly what to do and how to incubate your shake. But just real briefly, it's like 45 minutes on the counter, and you can blend it. You put it into lukewarm water. You can blend it up, take off the top of the blender, and then let it sit for 45 minutes at least, because that has time to incubate it. And then you can add ice in it and stuff and do your normal thing and drink it right away. So, but man, 450% more potent than what we're doing. So what that means is more weight loss, more, I guess, healthier skin people are talking about. Weight loss, more energy, more muscle development in our bodies. So, there's people that are doing this and having amazing results in 11 days. So let me share with you the little flyer I made. And again, I will post this on our biz page. We're calling it the holiday edition, just to be a little different from everybody else. So again, Monday, December 7th, we're going to be starting, but some of the benefits there. So when you share this with people, again, you want to, preface it and say, get back to me and I'll help you get started with the right products. And we're thinking the 30-day is still the best one to do. And then just change, some of the shakes to the Isoline Pro, if not all of them. And of course, adding on the collagen bone broth. But so that's the ER shred. And then I also have a little protocol thing that I made. And basically it'll walk you through how to do the whole thing. Your shake days, you got your cleanse days. And so it's good. I actually developed this for one of the guys that is going to start on the 30th. He's a past customer of mine. So he was excited about it. At one time he lost 100 pounds. So he's ready to lose again, because I think he gained a lot of it back. So here's a little bit about incubating your shake. But when someone starts and they're interested, you get them started with the products. You can send them this so they have the breakdown of exactly what to do during the program. So I'm excited about it. And I think what we talked about doing is maybe doing, like, you see amazing results on day 5. So maybe doing a call on day 5. And we decided to keep the conversations going inside of the health page, because it's going to create excitement of people that aren't doing it, when we start sharing our results. So on day 5, we're going to do like a, what we call it, a power hour, where we're going to be sharing our stories and what's happening. So more on that. And then at the end, we'll all get together too and kind of share our stories. But I think it'll be fun. It'll be powerful. Great time to do it between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So start inviting your people. Now that you have a flyer, you can start inviting.
So Lynn, Lynn, let's give some ideas and maybe take some ideas from people about what to say if you're posting this, if you're sending it out to people. I know for me, I'm going to send it to all my past customers and existing customers, and just tell them, hey, you want to beat the holiday spread? And so that's one thing that you can do, is a mass text. You could, obviously you could post on social media. But when you post, the information is not on there on what they should do next. You want to give them the call to action, which would be, message me if you're interested, right? So make sure
you could even create a little post on Instagram, create a first post talking about, I'm so excited to be doing this, the ER shred. And then I'm going to post my results, what I had the first time, and then go into the little picture will be the next one. And then maybe put, you can do a little survey or a question and say, you want more information. Actually, I made the mistake one time of asking a question and gave the option of doing yes or no. Well, one gal said no, and it said 100% of the people said no, even though there was 80 people that never responded. So you want to keep it positive.
Yeah.
Positive when you're doing a post like that, but that'd be another way to do it.
Any other ideas?
I was thinking about starting a group, just like a little event. That way I could invite people in. And if I'm posting to that event, then everyone's going to see if they've accepted, asking if they'd like to join that group and event and kind of make it more of our own little support group. But because I have a lot of past Hapkido and fitness people that I've been talking about, because we used to do something called beast mode and it was terrible, but it gave you results. So I've been sharing that there is a better way that gives you much more benefits than we ever saw in what we used to do, just utilizing food. So sharing tools.
Good. And if you have a group of people that want to do it, you can also do like a little message group, with like 3 people. Maybe they're all tied together and you can, share your results on there and just inspire people, give them tips and stuff.
All right. Well, so you'll be posting all of that tonight, right, Lynn?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So the next thing I wanted to do was talk a little bit about what we heard on Dave's call this morning. And I'm going to title it Fondling Our Resentments. Only because somebody on that call used that expression and I thought it was great. How many, the thing to look at is how many resentments or unforgiveness issues have you had around people or things or organizations or whatever that really take up a lot of space in your mind and in your heart? And so what I loved about what Dave was talking about was how to really learn how to set those aside and focus on what you really do want. And I know for me, it first of all, it takes awareness. And so when I first heard this concept, I started to journal and make lists of things that I really needed to let go of, and there was some forgivenesses I needed to do, and what I saw happen was when I was focused more on what I truly wanted, divine appointments started showing up in my life. I mean, miraculously. And I say I use miraculous very seriously, because I believe when you use the law, it feels like a miracle, So anybody else want to give some input about that?
Well, of course, I really am clear that forgiveness is probably one of the core keys and foundations to living a life of being grateful. Because if I'm like looking at gratitude, but I'm still like making someone wrong, there's a disconnect, right? And I know that forgiveness was not it was not a high point in our family. And it wasn't like we were all mad at each other, but it was really like, if you made a mistake, if you're sorry that you made a mistake, why did you do it, right? And it's sort of like, that's crazy making. So it's hard to take risks. So I think in forgiveness, for me, it gives me the opportunity, one, to take some risks, right? And if I don't do it right, or I hurt somebody, or I'm hurt by something, right? I reach out to somebody and they like, oh, what do you want? Go away, and I go, oh, okay. So I know for me, it's really important to allow myself to take the risk. If something doesn't go the way I thought it would, to forgive myself and to forgive the situation. And that's a practice every single day, because every morning I wake up and go, oh, I have the little shield up. So I don't know if that sounds familiar to anybody here, but it definitely is, for me, a lovely reminder of how to just be generous with myself and really with everyone around me.
Anybody else have anything to share?
I think also besides forgiveness, for me, I've really, especially with this whole COVID thing and how and the elections, there's always so many opposing opinions about whatever subject. But it's become even more obvious because of COVID and because of the election that I have just really put a lot of energy into being non-judgmental. Just allowing people to hold the space that they need to hold, even if it's different from mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always easy. There's a lot of silence in conversations sometimes because I don't have anything that I can say in response to what was just said other than to allow them to have that thought. And then I just kind of, then they realize, okay, well, we're going on to another subject now because that was the end of that one. But instead of having a difference of opinion, I just allow them to have theirs.
Right. That's good.
But it's not always easy because you want to come back with your opinion, but sometimes you just need to just let go.
Yeah, most of us learned a concept called the 3 R's: resistance, resentment, and
Revenge.
revenge. I don't know why that one is so hard for me to remember, but it always is. But yeah, so Daria, you're exercising resistance, and that also goes along with the law of non-resistance, you know, and that's a key law. I mean, if any of us can really have freedom around the law of non-resistance, man, that opens up so much, you know.
What was the other R's?
Resentment,
Resentment.
resistance, and revenge.
And guys, just Google those words, you'll find some really powerful stuff that's written already about it. And you'll be able to understand where the principles are showing up, and they're showing up in a lot of places. It's not just one place. And I loved what you said, Daria. It really is just taking up an extra breath before you answer.
or there may not be an answer. So you just have to,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think any of us are in the business of changing people's minds. I don't think that's like the parked car idea. Like, why would you push something that's like stationary? You don't want to do it. And by the way, timing is everything for everything. Everyone goes through their dimensions of understanding things, and resisting just takes a lot of energy.
Right.
Yeah. And I remember when I first started working in isogenics, boy, I had a lot of resistance and it was exhausting. It was just exhausting. Once I let go of it and just started to get in the flow, it wasn't exhausting at all. It was exhilarating. So, and also another place that you can learn about the laws, including the law of non-resistance, is to join Dave's call in the morning on Monday mornings, 7:00 Pacific. And, we can, if you don't know how to get on there, we can get that to you.
And if you're super jazzed about being on a Monday morning call with some really spectacular stars, don't wait to be called. Reach out.
That's right.
Before we end the call, can I speak a little bit about the ER shred? Because I'm on my 3rd one right now. I'm finishing it up. And it's really interesting because I've been paying attention. I've been doing a lot of baking, and there's no cravings. The other day, I even was making melt-away chocolate chip cookies for the veterinarian, and a melted chocolate chip landed on my finger. And I looked at it, and my first reaction would have been to put it in my mouth and go wash my hands. I just went and washed my hands. And that notice was like, well, that was huge, because it was like I had that moment where I thought, well, I could it's just a little bit of chocolate on my finger, but it wasn't tempting me. And tomorrow is the end of my third one. And then it's Thanksgiving, and that's not my favorite holiday. I don't have I can't wait for Thanksgiving dinner, but I've noticed that my cravings are not for carbs and they're not for sugar. All of a sudden, I want ethnicity. I want ethnic food and I want spice. I can't wait to have shrimp, pad thai, and Indian food. More above chips and salsa, which used to be my driving force for my existence, or chocolate. They've kind of left the room, and now I want, besides just having meat and eggs and whatever, it's I want spices. So it'll be interesting. So Wednesday, I'm going out for either pad thai or Indian food.
Awesome.
Daria, I have a question for you, because after the 11th day, they say to kind of reintroduce foods, maybe broccoli. Are you doing that at all?
Well, I did introduce between 1 and 2, I did avocado. And then I just wanted to get into the next one. I wasn't done. So my next one went back to back. And then between 2 and 3, I had 3 or 4 days where I tend to be the kind of person that likes to do one thing for a meal anyway. So that wasn't hard for me. I did have some pasta and I had no issues. I'm realizing probably that I'm more dairy intolerant than I thought I was. Cheese, Steve used to say, well, every time you go to your sister's and you eat all that cheese platter, you come home and you don't feel good. Because I'll be in the car on the way home and he's like, don't tell me, I don't want to hear it. Because it's the same thing each time. And it's mixing too many foods. And then the whole cheese, this cheese, that cheese, this bread, and then you have your dinner and then be more simplified with how I eat has been better, way better for my digestion.
Cool.
Yeah. But I have had broccoli. I haven't had anything where I've felt an immediate, oh, that doesn't work for me. But I haven't, sat down with the cheese platter either.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, does anybody have any other comments or questions?
I have a question. You said 8:45.
Yes. We're moving it up to help us to all get on with our Monday.
Okay.
It's because Dave's call usually goes till 8:30. I mean, it's always goes to 8:30 anymore. So it's an hour and a half. It's juicy stuff though. You don't want to miss any of it. And I thought, well, a 15-minute break and then let's get on to our own mastermind. So, okay. Great to see some of you who we haven't seen in a while. And Carolyn, I hope your health is improving. So, well, I'm going to let you guys go and have a blessed week. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I'm grateful for you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Love you all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.